Hey there, you're listening to Switch On, a podcast to shape the principles of modern leadership. I'm Helena Mach, and I'll be discussing real experience with successful leaders. Learn from them. How are they dealing with the challenges of today? And how are they building on their learnings for tomorrow's success? In this series, we will focus on leadership principles, where you can find yourself in a situation when you can bend the world to your will, yet you find yourself in a paradox. Welcome to this episode of Switch On. Are we managing for today or tomorrow? Tensions we are feeling today are especially important because a company's long-term survival depends on experimenting, taking risks, and learning from failure. All these in pursuit of new, better products, services, and processes. However, companies also need consistency, discipline, and steady attention to make the most out of what they already have. These innovations create tensions between today and tomorrow, existing customer offers, and new ones, between stability and change. So I feel privileged to be joined today by Nico Schumann, Senior Digital Strategy and Transformation Manager at Eon Digital Technology, and a co-founder of Icon, inspiring co-creating organizations network of Europe, having the ambition to enable business agility through co-creation and co-innovation. By companies, for the companies. Nico, welcome.
Thank you, Helena. Thanks for having me. Super happy, super glad to meet you.
Great to have you with us. Nico, you're passionate about the organizational development and adoption of agile mindset by developing a deeper customer understanding and creating a team culture, a learning culture to be able to provide better customer value. Tell us more about your ambition. What is inspiring you?
That's a very good question. Well, what is inspiring me is people, is the challenges we are facing every day. It's the problems we need to solve. So finding solutions, bringing people together, helping each other, making people grow, and the same time seeing myself growing and feeling happy, I would say.
That's very, very important. All companies exist to create value, but leaders may be torn between maximizing profits for firm and trying to generate wider benefits for investors, employees, customers, and society. With everything going on, we are also noticing tensions that have scaled as public concerns around climate. There is more and more discussions how technology is enabling progress and how it's empowering individuals, while human capital has been increasingly recognized as the major driver of value. But being socially responsible can bring down the share price, and prioritizing employees can conflict with short-term shareholders and customers' needs. Companies struggle to address these obligations. I'm aware this might be a difficult question, but nevertheless, it makes me think, should we focus on creating value for our shareholders and investors or a broader set of stakeholders? Nico, what do you think?
Well, it's almost a philosophical question, but of course, I believe that we should focus on our most important assets in the companies, and that's our people. So I believe that we are still managing more or less the past. I mean, we designed our companies and our people more or less to function as machines, and that was related to a machine-driven industrial evolution hundreds of years ago. And we are very good in optimizing ourselves to maximize standardization, specialization, predictability, productivity, and control. And what we forgot is basically the human being in the workplace. So I really believe that trusting our people in creating the best value for our customers and involving the customers, understanding the customers, being bold and helping basically our people to grow and to be innovative.
You're so right when you said being human has become more important. I think pandemic has really reminded us of that. And answering these either or dilemmas can never be definitely answered because as leaders, we are not really presented with black and white choices, are we? The alternative demands are interdependent as much as they are contradictory. What I mean by that is, for example, innovation may conflict with operational efficiency, but you can't be efficient unless you are innovative at some point, and you won't be around to be innovative unless you know how to be efficient. This interdependency is what makes it hard to decide. So I think we need to reframe this discussion because we simply need both. And during our last discussion, you have mentioned that we don't ask ourselves often enough the most important question. Why? Why are we doing this? What is our purpose? Tell me more.
Why am I going to work? Why am I trying to feel happy, or other way around? If I'm going to work, I want to feel happy. I want to look forward to something I contribute to something I know what value I create every day, and making people happy somewhere. So that's the purpose. And understanding why I'm doing means that I understand the business, that I understand the customer, and at the end, this has to connect with my own purpose. So exactly, why do I live? What values, what principles are important for me, for myself, and what do I expect from my company here? And I think this is true leadership. And I'm not talking about management. It's about leadership. I mean, you consider yourself as a leader because you are representing your own values and principles, and you have to stand up for this, and you have to connect this with the purpose of the company. And a leader in terms of leading a team or a company should prepare the ground, for people feeling very comfortable and getting connected to company's purpose. And that's why I believe that the job of a leader today is making this transparent. So why should people work for me? And I want to make people happy and feeling growing, and as well, I believe that the company is growing with the people. This comes with coaching the people and being very transparent, having a mindset which is placing yourself as well as a role model in the company and for others.
You said it beautifully when you mentioned that having a purpose is really becoming central, is becoming crucial where on the areas that we are working on, where we are present today, that are important to us. And I fully agree. Organizations need to build on their foundations, value, purpose. You've mentioned vision as well. And those come from within, those come from the team. They're all binding ones, bringing us together. And it used to be like leaders used to influence through their rank, but today leading means taking the responsibility as well, enabling the empowerment and provision of guidance. You mentioned transparency as well. How do you think modern leadership should look like in terms of behavior, in terms of providing guidance to the people? How should leaders act to inspire people, to motivate them, and enable them to join the momentum? What would you expect from leaders? How can they contribute better?
There's a lot of things I can tell you, but there is a specific, let's say, definition of a servant leader. So basically, someone who is continuously asking and giving feedback, who's giving space for learning, who's a role model in unlearn and relearning, who's preparing the ground for collaboration, inspiring people, co-create with other teams, other companies, and also motivating people to leave their comfort zone all the time. So basically acting as a coach and helping basically also to understand the why all the time. Huh? That's the key for me in modern leadership. So, and at the end, I mean, this should lift us in a better future. So this is basically the job of a modern leader. I myself have to think, okay, what means the future for myself, but also I would expect from someone who's leading me, painting a picture of the future and motivating me to, take the step towards this kind of bridge I can build or help building and contributing.
Yeah, you're raising an important point. Sometimes when I speak with my customers, I also see the other side of the coin. Mobilizing the organization is hard. And although most managers publicly acknowledge the need to explore new opportunities, businesses, and markets, they almost always want to establish those with existing company resources, especially when the times are hard. But when discussing the priorities with their top managers, their top teams, we notice the tension between core projects and innovation projects, and often innovation loses out. At best, leaders of these core business units dismiss innovation initiatives as irrelevant, as they want to protect their resources and budgets. At worst, I think they see these new business opportunities as threats to the firm's core identity and values. But without the proper buy-in, not much can happen. What is your view on the importance of the buy-in when you want to implement the change? We all know it's hard. So how to change the mindset of our leaders?
Well, I see two questions here, let's say, two challenges: changing the mindset of the leaders and also creating a different culture, innovation culture from inside. And the transformation I was part of. The crucial point was that we've done this on our own. So we didn't get any help from consultants or someone else, because I think if you want to create a different culture, you can't bring someone in and and create this. You can get inspiration from other companies, you can learn from other companies, but at the end you have to create your own platform, your learning platform, and bringing people together, inspire them by a true leadership, by really explaining what is the future, why do we need to change, explaining this burning platform and the reasons why we should follow leaders into the future. And you have this kind of leaders. I met a couple of the last years, and I was really enjoying working with them. And I believe that made me a better human. I learned so many things. That's on all levels, I believe. You have to give trust to the people, to create their own results, their own value they can contribute to this new future. So instead of telling them what to do, invite people for coming up with solution. I mean, just trying to imagine it forward, trying to picture your future and invite people to contribute. I mean, you will see, you'll find so many people are willing to help and to contribute, but it's not good, to bring in other people, telling people again what to do and what's best for the company and best for the people at the end. I believe it's super important to align leadership and to yes, it's also kind of training at the end, basic training of what kind of values and principles should we stand for in our company, and how can we live them, and connect everything again, what we do, every value we create with the purpose of our company. And I believe it's a journey. Yeah? It takes a lot of time, but I believe if you trust the people in this change, you will be surprised how successful this will be.
It's really not about competing with each other. It's about following people's ambition, how actually they are providing value to our customers. And with Icon, you want to establish exactly that, a long-term cross-company collaboration, feeding generous culture where giving is as valuable as receiving. You believe that only with collaboration and learning from each other, we will succeed in the future, preparing our companies for constant change. And I'm really happy to see and notice more and more often that this silo approach is slowly breaking up now. But tell me more, why do you believe that cross-functional collaboration is so crucial and that breaking down this silo is mandatory to achieve the enterprise agility?
Well, I believe that if we grow networks, we will grow people. I feel very much comfortable in networks, and if I, feeling inspired and motivated by learning something new, by contributing to challenges, because I have kind of experience and I'm happy to share things. I mean, the smallest silo would be me. Yeah? So if I would be thinking about myself all the time, will I grow? I don't think so. I don't believe in this. So I believe in networking. I believe in meeting new people, in inspiring people, getting inspired, learning, motivating others, feeling motivated by meeting other people. So I'm really someone who's all the time trying to network and also bringing people together. And I think this is very helpful in order to to get rid of this kind of silo of thinking. Because people, if you open your eyes, if you put your heads up and looking outside your box, you will see people have the same challenges as you have. And why should we reinvent the wheel all the time? If someone has already a good solution we can maybe use, maybe not 100%, but at least we have something we can build on and maybe share again. And it's like a software, a platform you can use and improve all the time. And that's why you can have silos. I mean, you will never get rid of this, but what is important is the collaboration and the co-creation and basically the flow of communication within this. And that's the most important. And maybe the discussion of should we get 100% rid of silos, and I believe we will not have this in the future.
Wow, such an important message you're sharing with us. Together we are stronger. And it's not about just working together. It's about co-creation. It's about collaboration, learning from each other. It's not that we always need to reinvent the wheel. But on the other hand, we hear it so often these days. Some people feel alone with so many challenges at once. People feel overwhelmed. There is much going on. Everyone is contributing, yet often I hear they find it too much. And people are seeking answers. They are seeking solution, and predominantly in the direction of how to at the moment, I could say. But you highlight it so well, gathering different perspectives, co-creation, collaboration, co-innovation is at the heart of everything that you do. Why do you think those are so relevant today?
I'm sitting here in my kitchen, in my small apartment, and haven't seen colleagues for more than a year. And that's something I'm missing, and that's doing something with me, and that was, I mean, not initially, what we aimed with Icon, but I think again, this kind of networks, to have someone you can call or to write to saying, okay, I have this challenge. I know you're on a similar stage in your transformation, maybe, or you wrote something about this before. Can you maybe help me? To create this kind of forum for people to share their learnings and also the challenges. To motivate someone to share the challenges they have. This kind of platform we wanted to create, and then helping each other basically and finding solutions. And I think it's a weird time, so it will be over, I hope soon, and we can meet again in conferences and trainings, and this kind of summits we are organizing face to face. And but at the moment, at least seeing people on the other hand, on the other side of your computer, and seeing people smiling because they love what you're saying, they're nodding because they're having the same challenges, that makes me feel comfortable, and is helping me, going through this difficult times. So what we are offering also with Icon is this kind of learning platform where people can meet, where they can share basically all these challenges they have, and finding inspiration, sometimes also solutions, but at least people which are open and willing to help each other.
When you say that personal interactions are becoming a luxury, I think everyone is feeling actually that. And when everything has moved to digital, even the nod or well done or thank you over the screen means so much. And you are highly active in facilitating this inspiration, sharing practices, connecting different organizations, stimulating learning from each other to drive growth in your network. Tell us more about your ambition, how you see the organizational development going forward to be able to address the flexibility that we need today in this changing reality.
Well, what I imagine forward is this kind of network organization with small teams, with entrepreneurs, and product-driven organization. So you create basically a company which is consisting of small product teams, and they're helping each other, they're sharing their learnings with each other, where the customer is basically more or less also inside your company. And you need a different mindset for this. Each and everyone working in this company, of course, needs to understand why the company exists and what is the future for the company. What does the customer wants to have, and using the right tool. So you have to be very well trained, and so that's something I imagine will be the future. And in the last couple of years, and I'm talking to many companies, there's a lot of change going on. I mean, agile agile transformation is the buzzword at the moment. I believe everyone is more or less striving for business agility, but we, as I said in the beginning, we're still managing the past, and we most of the time forget about the future. So why do we need to reorganize, to rethink, and to shift our mindset to more customer or people focus? And but we are, it's also said this before, that's a journey for everyone. And again, what what we are offering is basically, with Icon at least, a platform where we can help each other and learning from each other, and yeah, co-creating a future together.
You're so right, and you're investing really a lot of energy and commitment in this, and we keep on circling back to why. Nico, what's in it for you?
Happiness. um, well, yeah, I'm always thinking, okay, what's in there for me? You know, when I'm doing something, everything has a purpose. With my charity, you know, I see this orphans smiling, so that gives me energy, that makes me happy. With Icon, you know, I see people connecting, getting inspired, that makes me happy. Um, at work with my colleagues, we're also sharing a lot, and trying to learn from each other, and also trying to understand. So, what is really the value we can create, and how does our work connect to the overall strategy or the vision of our company? And I think this is important, that you can also express yourself today, so that you find your place at work where basically your heart belongs to, huh? So that you get help also from your managers or leaders to find the right place in the company. And as I said before, this has to connect to my personal purpose. And as long as I have this, I'm super happy.
Wow, beautifully said. But we live in this VUCA world, right? We need to relearn and unlearn so many things, gain new skills. We need to become more flexible. We touched on this several times during today's conversation. And maybe we need to become more transparent as well in what we do. What would be your recommendations going forward to businesses that wish to evolve, to fuel their growth from within through connecting with others, simply to become better and more effective at what they do?
Well, my recommendation. So we are trying to live the agile values and principles, and creating a specific mindset. Um, so for the leadership, and I'm not talking about management, I'm talking about leadership. I think we should shift some things from the past into the future. And for me, it means, like, just saying some examples. We should optimize for flow instead of keeping everyone busy. I mean, we have even more meetings now than we had before, and we should really, again, always think about, why are we having these meetings? What value do we create? And instead of keeping people busy, that's one point. The other one I mentioned before. We should grow networks in order to grow people. So we should people make feel safe in their environment they work, and basically also share the learnings. And I believe that we should enable performance instead of managing performance. We should give people a mandate for the decisions. We should trust people in what they're doing, and taking over responsibility for their own development, but also for creating new solutions, new ideas, being innovative. So we really have to be bold as leaders in the future, really trusting our people. And one thing I really would like to stress here, and that's something I recognize so many times, and almost every week, it's about our people again. So I believe we should enable our people to reach for the stars, meaning for their own stars, instead of consider them as resources, you know. And in the beginning, I said something about the good old industrial times where we, you know, were considered as machines. I think these times are over. We shouldn't talk about fixed job descriptions. We should make people grow as humans, and we should just stop calling people resources. I think that was something very important for me to say. And we should definitely imagine it forward much more, define our most complex challenges, and then conduct experiments like hypothesis, you know, trying to create a better future by imagine what could be possible for us in terms of technology, leadership, whatever. But you know, trying to think about what could be important for us in the future. Getting inspired by experts and thinking in the future will help everyone in the company to be much more motivated. And then something is also important. What I learned in the last couple of years is that we should enable more pull systems instead of pushing people. You know, we should focus on finishing things much quicker, and again, let those people which are doing the work decide them when to start. You know, not pushing everyone into work no one understands. We should really enable people to decide what is the most value we can create as a company, and then investing in this kind of ideas. And I think this is some things which requires a huge shift in our mindset and behaviors. But I believe this will shape our future.
Wow, you wrapped it so well. An inspiring conclusion, and you have given us a lot to think about. I will definitely keep maintaining the importance of why high on my list. Thank you so much, Nico. It has been great speaking with you.
Thank you, Helena. Thank you.
Great to have you with us. Wow, what a powerful conversation. Character today is everything. Servant leaders are givers, not takers. We can count on them to put our interest above their own, because they recognize that people aren't the most important resource in the company. They are the company. Nico said it well in his guidance. The job of a leader today is to inspire people around purpose, making it transparent why are we here and what is the role we want to play in the future, and then really engage the people around this meaningful mission ahead, giving them the flexibility to decide what is the value we can create and then invest in those ideas. Promote different perspectives and stimulate co-creation, collaboration, and co-innovation to shape the future. This podcast is brought to you by Drop of Milk, an impact-driven business consultancy and expert on customer-focused digital transformation. You can learn more at dropofmilk.com.